Hello. So, welcome to the first activity that you're trying to complete that has to do with data and Google Sheets, a program that we're going to be using for this activity, but also you're going to be using for the rest of the degree. So, I'm sure that some of you have heard of Google, and I hope that you continue to hear of Google in a positive way. We all do. One of the things that we want to use or leverage from Google are some or other, it could be Excel from Microsoft, it could be whatever, what is it, Numbers on Mac, whatever kind of spreadsheet environment. We want to use it so that we can learn to store data, manipulate it, and use some of the functionality that it has in there to verify, validate, that's the key word, validation of what data is coming into the game and the environment that's gonna persist throughout the development of any game. So, some of the thoughts that I want you to keep in mind are that the concepts that are found on Excel, or I keep alternating between Excel and Google Sheets and all that, the concepts that are found in that layout are very similar to some of the mental or storage formats that the computer keeps, or the programming scripting that you do keeps, so that you can access the data that you are going to be playing with. So try to imagine that there are analogs, that these programs, regardless of it being scripting and another one being on a browser, another one being a downloadable program, that these are analogs to one another. They allow for the data to migrate and remain consistent throughout the entirety of its use and deployment. So let's start with looking at how Google Sheets looks like when you get your Google Drive account, and I'm sure you have it already, a part of Gmail or whatever. And once you have that, you will encounter a drive folder in which you can start to add new Google Sheet files. So let's switch over to that one here. It'll probably look something like this. I keep mine on my drive, FSO work, PnP1, which is this class, and demos. So let's look at this folder here. We're going to be using some of these. You're going to have access to some of these files already. And I'm going to create one so that you can see the layout of what Google Sheets intends to use, the cell format, cell idea, columns and rows, how they're laid out as parts and analogs to arrays in scripting. This is a brief intro. There you will be expected to practice this in future classes, especially the class that is coming up right after this one. So I'm going to start a new sheet. I'm going to create and share. Sure. And it's going to look like this. Very simple. It has, like any program, has all the file, edit, view, and all kinds of layout stuff. We're not going to cover that. We're only going to play with, right now, what the cell does, what's in it, how to edit stuff in it, and how to maybe construct some things in it. So first, every one of these squares is a cell. Any program that does spreadsheets, that's how it uses it. These are columns, vertically aligned, sequenced, as in sequential. Cells are columns. Rows are horizontally aligned, sequence, and columns. And all they do is hold values and data. You can enter hello, and then the next one is world, because we program and we always do that. We can also store numbers. We can also store values of different data types which you have used or seen. We can store 0.0001. That's good. Let's see if we can store actual text, different. we can even format this data to different, we can copy it, control copy, control paste, or command copy, command paste, wherever you're at. Control copy, control paste. All these things exist. You can copy the entire row. You can, when you hover with the icon somewhere, you can drag it around. Generally, it lets you do that. Moving and pasting them. That copies the entire list of them. There's, I think, 1,000 of them right now. So you scroll down. You can scroll to the right as well, and it goes all the way to Z. That's a lot. It's 26 by 1,000. You can also copy the entire row and then move the row. Let's see, swap them around. So dragging and shifting them around, and also do it like that. You see? Right now the data isn't sensible at all. It's just data, values. This doesn't mean hello. The column doesn't mean anything. The doesn't mean hello stores a 1, false, and hello, and world, so on. So they're not logically or sensibly arranged or organized or contextualized. Okay. We can also do that with each cell. So move it around like that. We can also, on the bottom right corner, drag and copy them like that. Control Z, undo. Good things to know. But I think if you press Shift and this, it just copies it. Control and drag that little bottom corner. It starts to add to it. Now you can't really add to words, so names, words, strings, which is the data that words and quotes, anything that is text, purely text, it cannot be added to. So control and dragging just copies it just like that. But this number, let's see what happens. See, starts adding an integer to each one. I think it tries to be smart about certain things. So if you have 10, no, I think it's just going to add 1. See? Drag it, I think what I did there was just Shift and copy. Control and copy. Again, continues to do that. So that's basically it. That's an array of data. Now we're going to clear it all out and delete it. Just Control Alt selects to the column and width that you have. This here selects all of them. You can also change the size of these to be wider, shorter. You can arrange the data however you want. Pretty simple. Title your spreadsheet. That's, you click on the top left and you say testing spreadsheet. Yeah, that's it. Simple. Now, generally, you make columns of data, of a particular type of data. So, if I were to say, let's say, my age of people. If this is for a group of people, so age, you can put it here. You can say 50, you can say 71, you can say 13, and so on. Or you can move them here. Well, first, now we say age, another attribute, height, and we're going to make most of our units in metric. So 1.7, 2, 1, and these are meters. And we can have multiple categories. We can also swap them over here. Don't know the key for that, but I'm going to let you guys figure it out. And now put this here. swap it here, and so on. Okay, so in the next video, we're gonna use a different file that is a little bit more robust. Okay, that's all I wanted to do. Get you the idea that if you have a column or a row that has some values that you're going to change, you go to each cell, and this would be the first element on that list, on that array. Just so I don't leave it disorganized. There we go. We can also, let's dress it up. This is extra. Go here and make them like that by giving them different borders. Change the colors to these. So we can say age has a different background and height. And also add another column. Oh, let's do this one. Add a column to the left and between rows as well. So we highlight, we right click, and we say insert to the left. We'll add one column to the left or to the right. You can delete the column, clear the column, do all these other changes. That's going to come later. But right now, we're going to insert one to the left. Let's say player. And I'm going to give a different color to this. There. And of course, bold it and boss. Okay. Or how about switching referee? The ref. Okay. You don't want a 13-year-old ref. And I am not 50 yet. So this would be the row for this person. If we wanted to add another person, we can right click on the row and insert one above. And here we go. It generally keeps the information. This is very simple. We're going to start here. Have fun with this. Use this in every aspect of your life, especially some teachers that are coming up. They're going to love to hear how you've implemented this in multiple areas of your life. Okay, till the next one. See you soon.